Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. If you are looking for an easy and fast way to learn about technology, then this is the channel for you. In this video, we are going to discuss what is MAC address, what to do MAC address, why use MAC address, and is it possible to change MAC address. So let's start. First of all, I will explain what is a MAC address. The term MAC address actually stands for Media Access Control Address. It is a unique identifier assigned to a specific network card or interface. In most cases, this MAC address is physically encoded into the network adapter at the factory, and it is usually written in the form of 12 characters, and it can be represented in either hexadecimal or colon-separated format. For example, the MAC address of my computer is 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E, 6F. Here, each character is represented in hexadecimal format. Now, if I represent the same MAC address in colon-separated format, it will look like this: 1A2B3C4D5E6F. This MAC address is unique and it is used to identify the devices on a network. Now the question arises that what does a MAC address do? So basically, a MAC address is used by the network devices such as routers and switches to forward the data packets to the intended recipient. Whenever any data packet is sent across the network, the source MAC address and the destination MAC address is written in the Ethernet header of the packet. And whenever a router or a switch receives the data packet, it examines the destination MAC address and then forwards the packet to the intended recipient based on the entries present in the MAC address table. Now you may ask that why should you use a MAC address? Well, there are several reasons to use a MAC address. First of all, a MAC address is unique. It means you can uniquely identify a device on a network using its MAC address. Secondly, it provides a local and a site-specific identification. It means that two devices cannot have the same MAC address within the same network. And because of this property, it is easier to manage the network traffic when you are using MAC addresses. Furthermore, MAC addresses can be used to provide security. Some networking protocols use MAC addresses to control the access of a device on the network. For example, if you want to allow only certain devices to access your network, then you can use MAC address filtering feature to control the access. Additionally, you can also use MAC addresses to troubleshoot network problems. Most of the network devices such as routers and switches provide tools to monitor the network traffic, and when you are using MAC addresses, it becomes easy to identify the source and destination of the network traffic. Next, I will explain how does a MAC address work. A MAC address is assigned to a device at the data link layer of the OSI model. It is the second layer in the OSI model, and it is responsible for delivering the data to the physical layer. The data link layer is divided into two sublayers, the LLC, or Logical Link Control, and the MAC, or Media Access Control. As the name suggests, the Logical Link Control sublayer is responsible for establishing and maintaining the connection between the nodes on the network. On the other hand, the Media Access Control, or MAC sublayer, is responsible for providing the access to the physical medium. That's why the MAC address is also known as the physical address. Now, when any node wants to send data to another node on the network, first it encapsulates the data with the source and destination MAC addresses, and then it passes the data frame to the physical layer for transmission. Once the frame reaches the receiver node examines the destination MAC address, and based on the address, it determines that whether the frame is meant for it or not. If yes, then it delivers the frame to the upper layer, otherwise it discards the frame. After this, let me show you the different parts of a MAC address. A typical MAC address consists of three parts: the Organizationally Unique Identifier, OUI, the MAC address, and the node address. The first 24 bits of the MAC address are known as the OUI. It is assigned by the IEEE to the manufacturer of the network adapter, and it indicates the vendor of the network interface. The next 16 bits of the MAC address are known as the MAC address, and these 16 bits are unique within the same manufacturer. The last 8 bits of the MAC address are known as the node address, and this part is unique and it identifies the device within the same network. Let me now explain to you how to find a MAC address. You can find your MAC address from the command prompt or command prompt. To do this, open the command prompt on your computer and then type this command ipconfig all. Now here you can see the physical address, which is the MAC address of your computer. Or you can also get the MAC address from the network adapter properties. To do this, open the network connection and then right-click on the network adapter and select Properties. Now select the Configure button, and here you can see the physical address, which is your MAC address. After this, let me show you how to change a MAC address. Now changing the MAC address is quite simple. You just need to open the network adapter properties and then select the Configure button, and then you can easily change the MAC address from here. But please note that you should only change the MAC address if you know what you are doing, because changing the MAC address can break the network connectivity. Or you can also use the command prompt to change the MAC address. To do this, open the command prompt and then type this command netch interface IPv4 @address alias name equals Ethernet, source 192.168.1.2. Here you can replace the source IP address with the new MAC address that you want to assign. Finally, let me show you some interesting facts about a MAC address. Did you know that the first 24 bits of the MAC address are globally unique? It means that no two devices can have the same first 24 bits of the MAC address. This is the OUI, or the Organizationally Unique Identifier, and it is assigned to the manufacturer of the network adapter. And did you also know that the remaining 24 bits of the MAC address are unique within the same manufacturer? It means that two network adapters manufactured by the same company cannot have the same MAC address. So this was all about MAC address. I hope you have learned something new. Please do share your feedback in the comment section and do let us know if you have any queries. We will see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning.